What's going on, everybody? We are back now a couple weeks into the 2025 season. We finally got the announcement this week of 2025 Bowman's release. That will be on March 7th. So time for everybody to start getting ready for that release. What's going on, Steve? How are you? This is actually going to be our third last break of 2024 draft for now. We're going to be breaking 3 jumbos and a super the next 2 weeks, and then taking a weekend off before a full week of 2025 Bowman breaking. What's going on, Guy? What's going on, Joe? Hey, Chris. Let's see. Time to pull a big Carson Benj red auto guy. I would love to do that. Met fan to Met fan. Steven looked like he was saying something about the Dodgers, and then that message disappeared. I'm assuming it's something about the Dodgers not being in first place in the AL West. Dodgers being, 11-6 now? What's going on, Michael? Good evening to you as well. We'll keep an keep an ear out on the Lucky Sirens, of course. Let's see. Caleb read for Joe's birthday and Bazana Night Part 2. This was Bazana Case. So let's see if we could get Bazana Night number 2 going on. All right. So we had 4 spots left over tonight. I will drop those into the chat for anybody interested in picking up a couple more spots. There were 4 non-first prospects left over. That was Adolfo Sanchez, Brock Porter, Camilo Diaz, and Rainer Arias. If anybody wants to pick those up, it's $4 total. First person to reply in the chat can grab those. PayPal, Venmo information is up on the screen. And besides that, let me just double check. There were not any big orders left unpaid for. All right, we're going to get started quickly tonight. All right, Steven grabbing the spots first. No big name unpaid fors. Steven. All right, let me just write that down for you, Steven, and then we are good to go. All right. Fingers crossed we have no stream issues this week. We've had a couple in the last few months. So I'm going to be extra paranoid, and I'll be checking the chat very often to make sure if there's any kind of streaming issue going on, we catch it as quickly as possible. But fingers crossed that's behind us. I did an update in my browser before this break, so fingers crossed that took care of that issue. I did run one video stream this week, and there were no issues. If anybody's interested in checking out my 2025 Bowman preview, of my top chases. That one is on our YouTube page. But we will also talk a little bit about that as we go through the break today. Lots of fun topics to talk about coming into this one. Let's see. All right. And we are good to go tonight. We have Alan rooting for some Cam Camadides. There's my box cutter. All right. 3 boxes left in the case. This is going to be my last fresh case of Bowman jumbos, at least Bowman draft jumbos, at least now for the time being. I went to post a break for next week, and apparently these boxes, I'm guessing mostly as a result of CAGs, have jumped to like $980 a box. Most of this release, they were, I want to say, in the 700 range. So CAGs has really caused a jump in these prices with his performance, and I guess Nick Kurtz probably as well. Cam Caminiti making the majors. So a few big names doing well so far out of this product. But yeah, we're gonna run the next 2 weeks. I have some leftover jumbo boxes. Like I mentioned, we'll be running a 3 jumbo, 1 super jumbo the next 2 weeks. Jung-Hoo Lee hit 3 home runs in the Yankees series. That's interesting. Six home runs already for Kurtz. Is that what it is? I know I keep getting texts from people when he hits a home run, but I didn't realize we were up to 6 already. Cam Caminiti's woken up at the major league level also, says Alan. Sorry. All right, guys, we're going to get going. Good luck to everyone tonight. We have 15 more autos to pull tonight. It'll be 14 next week, so we don't really lose too much in terms of autos. And we regain, I guess, the chance of getting some of those special what are they called, bubblegum cards, or I forgot exactly what they're called, but I know those are hobby exclusive, and we have not been ripping much hobby, so we will have those live for the next couple of breaks. Let's see, what other fun stuff have we had going on in baseball over the last week since my last break? We have our first box empty. Today we had, I don't know if anybody or everybody caught Garrett Crochet almost throwing a no-hitter against his old team, going into the 8th inning without giving up a hit. And then as baseball is, who is it that breaks up the no-hitter but the guy he got traded for, who's in his 3rd major league game, Chase Mydrith, getting his 2nd career hit to break up the guy he was traded for his no-hitter. Snack packs. Thank you, Jonathan. Yankee pitching is trash. That's definitely true. All right, let's see. Getting started with nothing in color in the first one. No color in the paper either. Starting off our chromes, we have Nick McLean, Blake Larson, Carter Holton, Boston Bateman. Starting off with some big names already. Ryan Waldschmidt, Cam Smith, Jack Caglione, Cam Caminiti, Ben Hess, Chris's guy on the board already, Tyson Lewis, Billy Amick, Cole Messina, non-firsts of Noble Meyer, Cooper Pratt, Tommy Troy, Miles Naylor, Jeremy Rodriguez, Rainer Arias, Rhett Lauder, and Aiden Miller. And our first 2 inserts, Cam Caminiti and Jack Caglione on the draft night and in tune. Get some top loaders and penny sleeves out. Let's see what else do we have going on. My Mets looking all right. 10-6, I believe, through the first 16 games. Pretty happy the Mets re-signed Pete Alonso at this point. There's a short sample size, but everybody who passed up on Pete this winter is looking pretty silly. I mean, even the Mets look pretty silly for the way they treated him based on early season performance, but glad he's on our side. All right, let's get these hits sleeved up. The housekeeping, of course. For any of you guys who are new to our breaks, we are going to sleeve up all big names live in the break, but to keep things moving, not every card will be sleeved up. All Chrome cards do get sleeved up before they get shipped out, so that's everything that gets shipped out. And then all the non-first papers go to all of the paper non-colored papers go to the color spot. We got some sirens in the background just in time for our first autograph. So let's see what we're going to start with. And it's going to be a refractor auto. No color in the paper in the top half of this one. Jaron DeBerry, Ryan Johnson, Titus Sissel, Hunter Cranton. We have a Seaver King, Carson Benj, and Brody Brecht. Bryce Meckage, Josh Hartle, Kavaris Tears, Zach Earhart, Ariel Armas. Brandon Neely refractor, Fenwick Trimble, Ty Southesine, Jaron DeBerry, Ryan Johnson, Titus Sissel, Hunter Cranton, Seaver King. And our first autograph is shortstop, Kalen Culpepper, first round refractor auto number 318 of 499. And if the Twins don't start getting right soon, I don't think he's a guy who we're going to see at the major leagues anytime soon, but they may be in need. Ryan Waldschmidt, Plasma Power behind that. So pretty nice hit there on the first siren of the night. Kalen Culpepper refractor auto. I think that's probably the best Culpepper that we've pulled in our now 40 breaks of Bowman Draft on hot ice breaks and issue breaks. That one could certainly be up on that stand all night tonight, unless we have a monster break. All right, let me get these sleeved, then I'll check out what's going on in the chat. Not too much. How's Soto been? I haven't been paying attention. Steven, he's definitely hasn't been up to his normal expected productivity level, but with all the walks that he has been getting, he's still been productive enough that his on-base percentage is close to 400, and he's been setting the table quite a bit for Pete Alonso, who, going into Saturday morning at least, had 18 RBIs already and was second in RBIs in Major League Baseball behind Aaron Judge. So that certainly would not have been the case had it not been for Soto. And I'm sure him creating that production through his walks has helped us with a couple of wins already this season. We have green grass and purple coming. He is batting second. We have Lindor leading off, Soto second, and Pete third. Right, just that one home run so far in his second game of the season. That one was in Houston, absolute bomb. But he's getting a share of hits. I'm not concerned that he's not putting up MVP numbers yet, because he's definitely producing for us. All right, we have a Griffo Farrell, Bryce Rayner, few first rounders here. Hagen Smith, Mike Sirota, Carson DeMartini, Rodney Green, Trey Snyder, Cody Shojanaga, Ethan Bagwell, Casey Sauke. We have Zaire Hope, Dalton Rushing, Luis Samuel Basayo, Vladimir Asensio, Jose Perdomo, Aiden Major, LP Langevin. The purple is Josh Caron, numbered 82 of 250. And the green grass, time for another flip. Second baseman, outfielder Luke Keeschel gets another hit for us. We had a gold of him in the first half of the case. And now a green grass numbered 43 of 99. Kalen Culpepper and Sebastian Walcott on the inserts. Yeah, so far the Mets' top three has been producing a good amount. And besides that, with a couple of injuries, Alvarez and Squirrel. Alvarez and Squirrel are out. Alvarez and McNeil are out. Has not really been much production in the bottom part of the Mets order. I think that the Beatty experiment is just about over. As soon as McNeil comes back up, I imagine he'll be going down, and I can't see him getting another shot at this point. Luis Angel Acuna has not done much. And Vientos has been off to a slow start, which isn't too shocking to me. In his sophomore season, we have a true blue autograph coming up, it looks like. We have a Connor Griffin starting off this pack. Let's see, Crochet winning AL Cy Young is definitely a real possibility. Too good, but Mydrith looks good, and Braden Montgomery hitting in single A. So, yeah, I mean, I like the trade for both teams. It's not like the White Sox were going to keep Crochet, so they got a really nice haul for him. And somehow that Red Sox organization, minor league organization, is still looking really good there with Roman Anthony, Mayer, and who am I missing at the top level there? Let me know in the chat if we remember who the third big name is in the Boston organization that I'm forgetting. All right, we have a Connor Griffin to start us off in chrome here. Carter Johnson, Drew Beam, Dakota Jordan, Daniel Egan, Josh Caron, Randall Diaz, Brian Holiday, Ethan Schiefelbein, Ethan Anderson, Chris Cortez, Braylon Dowdy. Refractors, we have Jared Cerna, Clark Candiati, Christian Campbell, right, who graduated. That's why I couldn't remember who it was. Tanner Jones, Caden Dana, Yoandy Morales, Juan Baez, Davison De Los Santos, Colt Emerson, and our auto is upside down again, as they have all been in this case. Outfielder, Eli Serrano. Damn, who has that card? Whoever has Eli Serrano tonight, we might have to make a deal on that card. That is a beauty color match there, number 25 of 150 on my favorite Met prospect coming out of this class, even though I love Carson Benj also. Matt Shaw with the plasma power. Strong draft class, in my opinion, for the Mets, with Serrano coming out, Nate Dome, Santucci, and Carson Benj, of course, headlining that. But that is a real good-looking ES3 auto there for the Eli Serrano color match. Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Teal was also traded in that Crochet deal. So Teal is now a White Sox prospect along there with Edgar Caro, also making their catching situation for the future very interesting. Teal struggling a wee bit, but he looks good at the plate, says Joe. Looks good at the plate or looks good behind the plate? All right, let's see. We have an inaction and no refractors in this one in color. I mean, in chrome, no refractors in paper either. Starting off with Dante Nori in chrome, Treya Savage and Christian Moore, Peyton Toll, John Spikerman, Nathan Flewelling, Nick Mitchell, James Tibbs and Kalen Culpepper, Chase Harlan, Casey Cook, Jamie Ferrer, Chandler Welch, Leo DeVries, Berlin Brazaban, Sebastian Walcott, Tink Hentz, Yoenis Cespedes, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Braylon Morrell, and there's Braden Montgomery there on the in action, and Nick Kurtz on the in tune. I don't think I've even seen a single Braden Montgomery in action. That might be our first one that we've pulled. Interestingly enough, 40 breaks into Bowman draft. Tibbs, Culpepper, Nori, Savage, and more. All first rounders coming out of the bottom half of this third pack. 2 autographs on the board. 2 pretty nice ones. Blue, Serrano, and Refractor, Kalen Culpepper. Let's see. Looks good at the plate, just not making solid contact. He's got a nice swing. Joe says, I bought the damn minor league package because the Sox are damn bad. I mean, I like that play. How's Colson Montgomery looking? I haven't looked much at the White Sox minor league system yet this year. We have a base autograph coming up here with no color in the paper still, with only 2 packs left. Cole Mathis, Jared Thomas, Blake Burke, Braylon Payne, and Chase Burns. Gage Miller, Ivan Luciano, Ryan Campos, Aaron Parker, AJ Causey, Bryce Cunningham, and Levi Sterling. Refractors, we have Mick Abel, We have a Travis Bazzana, Cash Mayfield, Caleb Bonemer, Cal Steven, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, Johnny King, Sam Antonacci, and the autograph is pitcher Daniel Egan. I don't know if Meb's here, but that's one of Meb's usuals and a guy that we just keep hitting over and over again, seemingly. Bryce Eldridge on the Plasma Power. Jacob Gonzalez is going to pass him.